Stuart, Steven. Hey guys, we just wrapped up a super meaningful exercise that is one of my favorites within the mastermind, and that is going through your eulogy, creating not going through, but creating a eulogy. Really two eulogies. The first one being the ideal eulogy that you would want read at your funeral, and then the second one being an assessment and a more realistic eulogy. If you're completely honest and the person that was reading it had to tell 100% the truth, what would that eulogy sound like? And then the second exercise is you have 90 days to live. Go through and identify the things that would be most important that you would want to accomplish in that time, and write that stuff down and really be reflective about it. And what I love about these two exercises, and we'll get into the specifics, but it really gives you a place from which you can analyze and assess if there are gaps in your life, and if they're significant, and it forces you to be intentional about the process to identify those gaps. But it also gives you an opportunity to reflect on your life, specifically with the 90 days left. It gives you an opportunity to reflect on and draw conclusions on what is most important and what you would want to do and what you can start action. Most importantly, what you can start actioning today to make that a reality.
Yeah, there's lots of different answers to this exercise, but it's interesting to hear some of the thoughts that come away. And just like you said, there's a lot of stuff. A lot of people feel that there's a big gap between your current life and what you would do over those last 90 days to live, or what your life should look like at your eulogy. But once you read that and go through that exercise, you'll realize that there's probably a lot of stuff that you could actually do, like now, you could do today. And a lot of it's really not that hard. I mean, some stuff is going to take some time, and intentionality behind it, but like there's a lot of stuff that you could do right now, and it's easy to shorten that gap between current life and what you do over those last 90 days to live.
It always comes out like, hey, I should go through and do my uh, financial accounts, like write them down. And that's like, okay, great. You should go do that now. Don't wait till your last 90 days. One of my favorites today, though, was traveling around and hitting the oldest bar in every of the 50 states. I was like, that's a great one.
Yeah.
But it's just amazing to see too. Like this is something that David's always hitting on behind the scenes is like one of the reasons why we have this mastermind is to help people redefine success, redefine like don't live somebody else's success, don't live the American dream as defined by somebody else, right? Like you have to define it for yourself. But the theme that always comes out of this exercise is sort of one of contentment. Like, hey, I actually really enjoy some of the things I'm doing, and I can add to that now. Like these things that I want to do in my last 90 days, like I can visit every 50 state now, or I can start that now, and find the oldest bar whenever I go to a new state. But applying that contentment and saying like, man, like if I'm content, then that means like I've reached success in that area. That's an awesome place to be, to find yourself.
Yeah, and Stephen, during the call, you highlighted this today, but it's also a great tool to drive gratitude. And you may come out of this exercise realizing that you love your life. And the benefit to that is that you can now very intentionally express however it is that you express it, whether it's journaling or just embracing it, um, how much gratitude you should truly be celebrating, because you may have an incredible life, and you may be closer to ideal than you really think you are, and you're driving towards these false ideals when you really take stock and you're like, no man, I'm actually with this tweak here, it's not so overwhelming, right? You can say, well, with this tweak here and a little bit of adjustment here and maybe a squirt of grease there, like I'm on the path, and I am grateful. I am so grateful. And if you're not there, then now you have a list of action items that you can take to fill that gap. And you can then adjust accordingly to get closer to that life that you want so badly. And to your point, Stephen, that you define it through the process and you have a target and it's not fuzzy anymore. You can see the bullseye and therefore you can shoot at it. And I think that's just an awesome part of this exercise. Love it every time we go through it.
Yeah, it is one of my favorites for sure.
I'll add one more awesome answer that everyone should put on their bucket list to do in the last 90 days is to go do a real treasure hunt, like to go look for treasure like a pirate.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was good. I've never heard that. And that was really good. That was really good. And I think that also came from a great level of discontentment with this person's life because he's a West Point guy and Navy guys are treasure hunters, right? Like you naturally have to go to sea
True statement.
to hunt treasure. So
hey, should have gone Navy.
Should have gone Navy.
Good stuff today. Hey, for those that are watching this, listening to it, we are intentional about changing people's lives for the better, becoming the best husbands, best dads, best friends, best leaders. This exercise is one of many that we go through to give us some clarity on what's most important in life. If you want to be a part of it, you should join us. We'd love to have you. You can go to storehouse310.com/mastermind, hit that big join now button, and come join us in this adventure that we have to becoming better men and be the hero of our own journey.